I'm telling you, living down in Texas this first week of August, it usually means one thing and one thing only. You don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. You crank the AC, you grab a controller, and you stay inside. And back in the 2000s, publishers knew we were doing exactly that. And they gave us some absolute heat to play. I'm Dan Gnadt, the PS2 guy, and welcome back to This Week in PlayStation 2 History. Today, we're looking at a wildly weird week of releases. We've got a Hollywood Prison Break, pure unadulterated nightmare fuel, and, well, a budget snowmobile game. Let's get into it. Have you ever wondered why we're playing a game based on a movie from 1963 in the middle of the PlayStation 2 era? Me too, but honestly, it kind of ruled. This is not a game I was particularly interested in. I never played it until preparing for this video, and I really didn't think that this would be as fun as it turned out to be. With that said, let's kick things off on August 5th, 2003 with The Great Escape. There are a lot of movie tie-in games on the PS2, but deciding to adapt a classic Steve McQueen World War II film 40 years after it came out just seemed kind of stupid to me at the time. The crazy thing is the developers actually nailed it. It wasn't just a mindless shooter. To break out of the POW camp, you had to actually play along with the prison routine. You show up for a roll call, eat your terrible rations in the mess hall, and then sneak away the second the guards weren't looking to pick locks and steal supplies. If you're caught, straight to the cooler. It starts off slowly as a stealth game, and by the end, you're literally living out that motorcycle chase scene from the movie towards the Swiss border. It was ambitious, it certainly was different, and honestly, to my surprise, this is a total hidden gem. There are scary games, and then there's Silent Hill 3. More than 20 years later, this one still makes people want to leave the lights on. This iconic PlayStation 2 game arrived on August 6, 2003. This is still to this day considered an absolute Konami masterpiece. Following up Silent Hill 2 was a ridiculously tall order, and something I didn't think could be done, but man, Team Silent Hill delivered. You play as Heather, a normal, kinda snarky teenager who goes to the mall to run an errand and gets trapped in absolute hell. The thing that blows my mind about Silent Hill 3 is just how incredible it looks, even today. I have to say, this looks amazing running upscaled on an emulator. The way your flashlight casts shadows on the chain link fences, the shifting, bleeding walls of the other world. This one really pushed the PS2 hardware so hard you could practically hear the console sweating. The monsters in this are relentless. You never have enough ammo, the soundtrack just grates on your nerves, but in the best way possible. It's absolutely stressful, it's absolutely beautiful, and it's peak PS2 survival horror at its best. The Silent Hill games have always been favorites of mine, and this one is no exception, much to the chagrin of my wife. A Ski-Doo game in August? Really? Let's fast forward to 2007. The PS3 is out now, gaming is going HD, but the PS2 was still chugging along, giving us glorious $15 budget games like this last one. Much like the first game on the list, I had no experience whatsoever with this one. Heck, I don't even recall hearing about it. That's one thing I'm really enjoying about this series. I get to dig up PS2 games I've never played before and have a blast with them, but sometimes you wonder how the heck they ever got past quality control. With all that said, we're jumping ahead to August 2nd, 2007 for Ski-Doo Snowcross Racing. You gotta remember the context here. The next generation of consoles had already arrived, but there were well over 100 million PS2s still sitting in people's living rooms. So publishers couldn't ignore numbers like that and kept cranking out these super cheap budget bin games for $15. Was this game a masterpiece? Not even close. The physics were totally floaty, the AI cheated, and honestly, the graphics looked like a launch title. But you know what? Games like this are just as much a part of the PS2's DNA as the blockbusters. A lot of us had games exactly like this. You grab it at the checkout aisle or grab it from the local game store bargain bin just to turn your brain off, catch some air, kill a few hours. It's pure late PS2 jank, and I kinda love it for that now looking back and playing this on my Retroid Pocket. And that's the first week of August. The PS2 library is just so crazy. Where else do you get Steve McQueen, terrifying nurses, and budget snowmobiles all dropping the same week? I want to hear from you. Did you play any of these? Are you still having nightmares about Broken Haven Hospital and Silent Hill 3? Drop a comment below and let me know. Also, do me a favor, hit that like button, hype my videos, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me on this episode. I'm Dan Gnadt, the PS2 guy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Remember, stay retro.
Midnight strikes!